How are you feeling, Andrew?
Yeah, feeling good. The Gorillas there with Feel Good Inc. Hello and welcome to In Conversation with Gould and Kirwan, round 5. We've got a cracking show lined up for you today with an array of cracking guests, including Michael. He's back.
He's back. He's made it to the second round. Our fans have relented their abuse, and he's here to stay. I think we might as well clear up the fact that actually Michael got pretty angry.
This up. I'll clear this
all right, you take this on.
Last week I was introduced as Michael Mark.
Apologies.
That's not my real name. That's my name on
stage
Facebook.
persona.
There's been issues with this from day one.
Yeah, exactly. No, my name's Michael Haddad, but I use Michael Mark on Facebook.
Because he's a lefty, kind of concerned about the government finding him out. It's all.
I just don't want the NSA to track me down. And this seems to be the most reliable way of keeping secure online.
Yeah. But you're saying it on Raw Radio. Now everyone listens to Raw, so
they know who you are now. The jig's up.
The jig's up.
I didn't think that far.
But because he's got 3 names, because he's a Lebanese Irishman, I'm not used to this kind of diversity in my life. But the thing is, when I found out I was a dad, I actually thought Richard, his other friend from about a week, was called Haddad. So I just call Richard Haddad the whole time, and Mike would answer. And I just thought it was because he's a bit of a weirdo. But
Michael and his best mate Haddad.
Yeah, Michael and Haddad. And then I started calling you Mark a couple of times. It's been a nightmare. But I think it's payback after the whole Henry fiasco.
Yeah. As we all know.
They sort of happened at the same time.
Yeah, okay. So
anyway,
it was all's fair in love and war.
So to clarify, is Mark your middle name?
Mark is my middle name.
So it's Michael Mark Haddad.
Just for the listeners as well, I tried to reset my circadian rhythms this morning.
Oh,
so I might be a little bit tired. I went to bed at 9.
You had the same excuse last week. Are you going to be tired?
That's just, it's a fail-safe.
Excuses.
We'll note that one.
Yeah, all right.
See if he's here
but I am going to bring up a topic of debate.
Here we go.
So in my school, when I was around 14, lunchtime, I was eating my sandwiches that my mum had made me. And my friend goes, "What are you eating?" And I said, "I'm eating my sandwiches." And he goes, "No, you're eating a sandwich." So let me just flesh out the debate. This debate has raged in our school for about 8 years.
All right, me and Andrew, we can't pretend like we haven't heard this debate before. We've actually had this quite a few times. But yeah, carry on, Michael.
So you get 2 slices of bread. You put your filling on one. You put the other slice of bread on top. You cut it in 2. What are you eating? Are you eating a sandwich cut in half? Or are you eating 2 sandwiches?
You're eating a sandwich cut.
Oh, now I was on Andrew's side here, but then Michael came through with his reasoning and I fell to his side. But then I heard Andrew again, and I'm in the middle here. But go on.
It's 2 sandwiches. Okay, it's undoubtedly 2 sandwiches.
I've done a bit of a research around the uni, having had this debate, and I've heard no one who is on your side. Just letting you know. Just a little early.
He's more of a convert. He's like a missionary. He goes into places, the barbarians who think it's one sandwich, and he changes it, spreads the word of the Lord.
I bring people out of the cave and see the light. You know what I mean? But a sandwich is defined as anything in between 2 pieces of bread.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Does not mention the size of the crusts, the cutting of the sandwich. If you're at a party and you're eating those small quarter sandwiches, you don't say, "I'm eating a quarter sandwich." You say, "I'm eating a sandwich."
Yeah, that's the one example I'm okay. That's the one that makes me think.
But then this is where you get confused. Because are you talking, because you say there's formal definition and there's social definition.
But the social definition is how we live our lives.
Exactly.
The formal definition doesn't exist. We live through
But you were doing it via formal definition.
That's what I'm saying. I believe you and agree with you that technically, formally, we are eating sandwiches when you cut it in half. But socially, no one says, "I'm having sandwiches."
But that's just not true.
I don't believe you honestly say it. So you make yourself a sandwich, you cut it in half, and then someone says, "What's for lunch, Michael?"
If I eat one of them, and then someone asks me, "Oh, what are you eating?" I'm eating a sandwich, and I save one for later. I don't say I'm saving a half.
I'd say I'm eating a sandwich. What do you have for lunch? A sandwich.
Yeah.
I don't say sandwiches. If I've cut it in half. And also, what happens if you cut like a small sandwich into 5 million different sandwiches?
There you have 5. Yeah, exactly. You answered your own question.
Crumbs. It's an assortment of crumbs.
Difficulty. Packaged, store-made sandwiches.
Oh, he didn't just drop that. He just dropped it.
I got one the other day, and I looked to the side, and it said, "A power sandwich."
Yeah. There was no plural there. There was no plural.
They're not saying sandwich.
Do you really think advanced capitalism?
No, here we go.
Really
Capitalism. All right. I think it's time to bring in the anecdote of the professor, which is honestly one of my favourite things.
So the boys, a lot of obviously I'm from Newry in Northern Ireland.
Obviously, who doesn't know it's from Newry?
A lot of my friends went up to Queen's, and some of them do PPE and philosophy and whatever. And they asked one of the philosophy tutors. They brought up the debate. I think it just it comes in waves in our group back home. And the teacher said I was completely wrong. I was in the wrong, and I sent him like an 800-word email saying, this is why, this is my like thesis, my treatise on the plurality of sandwiches. So not expecting a reply, but a week later, he sends one back about half the length of mine, using Aristotle, stuff I had no idea about at the time. I just kept saying the word social all the time. He sent back this really long email, and I was just sort of, okay, I've hooked him in now.
So he's on the single sandwich side?
He was on the single sandwich side, definitely. He said I was
yeah.
completely wrong. So I thought I'd hooked him in at this stage.
I'm agnostic at the moment, so just...
I write up this like maybe 2,000-word email. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get him. Send it. No response.
No response.
So
would you take that as a victory? Would you take that as a victory?
No.
No, probably
because he
not.
knows he's above the argument.
He's above
there's
the
no
argument.
reason with this maniac.
I don't take that as a victory.
Anyone who does 2,000 words, that's when I'd change my email address. I'm really not sure about this. Well, anyway, there's a lot more about the sandwich debate, but we're more interested in what you guys have to say. So please message in
on Facebook.
I want to hear all your different arguments, and we'll bring it back up in the show. All
We're
right.
intrigued to hear. You can also message us in on the website, so please do that.
Can I have a song, please?
Sure. Before that advert, we had the Coral with Chasing the Tail of a Dream.
Right. I thought I'd just bring up the fact that Gould and Kirwan actually made a radio appearance last week.
For our hardcore fans,
Yeah,
of
for the
course, you
hardcore
already know.
fans. Of course you already know. I posted the podcast up on YouTube. The head of comedy, Arnold Thornton Rice, at 9:30 at night, posted this on the comedy show saying, I just need some guests. Anybody up for it? I, within a second, say, yeah, I'm up for it. I had my friend Milo up, who came on very short notice, who'd been up there for about an hour, and I was like, I'm bringing both my friends. He's like, I only really have spot for one. I'm like, no, they're coming. So I bring Andrew and Milo. We go on there, shred it. I mean, but we go in there really G'd up for this big comedy experience. We're loud, and he's like, well, this is a music show. And he had actually had two guests before in the first half. They were kind of chilled, kind of quiet, and then we came in and I think it was quite a good little half an hour, but it was a strange one.
I'm not sure it's what he wanted.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's what he wanted
Thanks
at all.
for inviting me, guys.
Oh, we didn't invite you, Michael.
You're mistaken.
No, Mike, we didn't invite you.
You didn't come. You weren't there. Anyway,
sorry about that. Michael's on his forget.
Well, I knew it was always going to go badly when he came out, and we were discussing some ideas with him, and he was like, "You guys know this is a music show," and the rest was like, "Not when we're done with it."
But then he really couldn't handle. I realised how much of a tough job Andrew has, who's been soldiering on without saying a thing, is because of my erratic voice, and he literally could not handle my sound levels.
I'm sure you all understand that Horatio's voice fluctuates a lot, from extremely loud to just mindless and mumbling. And there's a thing, we have to fade the mics, and for normal people you just pre-fade them at the start, and that's fine. But Horatio, you have to keep your hand on this control, going up and down as his voice just wanders from pitch to pitch. And it's an interesting, because some people from behind from the cameras will see some of the behind the scenes stuff. And there was a point on the show last week when Michael and Horatio were having a chat, and I didn't say anything because the music thing had crashed, basically. We didn't have a song lined up, so I literally just went, Michael, tell a story. And then you just hear silence, but there's me just fiddling with knobs and doing all this and the thing.
He loves fiddling with knobs, Andrew.
No, it's true.
I had to take it down. We were going so well.
Then I just come into the middle of the story not having a clue, and I'm just like, yeah,
great one.
Yeah, it's funny, Michael, keep it up.
We have our first message in for the sandwich debate. Joseph Mortimer, my good friend from film, says, me and the flat are all agreeing with Michael. 2 sandwiches. Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Hold on. Can we hold it, guys? And he says his whole flat. That's 2 guys though. There's 3 of them. Then he goes, we're having a fierce debate right now. It is still going on.
Exactly.
Ben, don't know who this Ben character is. I don't trust him already. Ben has put a spanner in the works, asking if you take a single piece of bread but put filling on top and then fold it in half.
Yes.
Is that a sandwich or a half sandwich?
That's a sandwich as well. It's anything in between 2 pieces of bread.
I would agree that
I'd agree with the sandwich. I'd agree with that
Because
sandwich.
it's
So there we
piece of
go.
bread.
No, but that's
That
not.
mimics the
No,
size
no,
of the
it doesn't.
sandwich
No, it
cut
doesn't.
in
No, it
2.
doesn't.
Of course.
But we've agreed that
There's been no
the
cutting
important thing is
involved
the
there.
social definition of this.
Yeah.
That too.
I'd
But
say a
there are-
sandwich.
I've
Plurality
met
of
no one that
definitions.
would say I'm having sandwiches. So I stand in the kitchen, make a sandwich with 2 pieces of bread, put in some ham and cheese, cut it in half. Someone asked me, what am I having for lunch? I would not say sandwiches.
Well, you only have time to eat one, okay, in this scenario.
Right.
Okay? Later on,
I'm going to finish my sandwich.
Yeah, whip out the other one. What are you eating? I'm having a sandwich. You don't say, I'm eating half a sandwich.
Exactly, because technically, you're right.
The finger
I'm saying
pointing's
technically,
coming out
but
now.
Socially, of course, because the difference there is time. I'm not in the same time frame. Therefore, the sandwiches diverge from each other.
There are multiple sandwiches, okay? That's all that needs to be said. We can put this to bed now.
What happens? Well, no, what happens? Okay, what happens? This was the very specific one which made you reconsider. All right, I am being attacked by a madman with a samurai sword. I have one thing to defend myself, a sandwich. I whip it out, I use it, he cuts through it, and because of that, I managed to avoid it. It gives me just enough time. What do I say when I come back? I was saved by sandwiches, or I was saved by a sandwich.
A sandwich.
When
Sandwich.
it got attacked, it was
that's
one
true.
sandwich.
That's true.
All right, fine.
And it was split.
We've got a message in on the website from Chris.
Okay, Chris.
Chris says, cutting a sandwich in half doesn't make it sandwiches. Correct, Chris. You need to have two independent sandwiches that were never a whole before the plural is acceptable.
Okay.
trust
Oh
this guy.
no, this is
No,
good. This is good.
don't trust
And
this.
now I think it's time to play at least the wild card from Andrew's side of the debate. Let's talk about burgers.
I've already said that burgers do not count as sandwiches.
I
Yes,
don't
they
know.
are bread,
Yeah,
but
but
they
I don't know.
again have a socially
But it works
determined...
within the same framework. Of
They have
what
a
we're
socially
talking about.
determined
Oh,
language
look
as well.
at these burgers. It's the same thing.
Nonsense.
It's not.
Because
no.
I think it's within the boundaries of the crust. It's like a fort that holds within the sandwich. You can't just cut it in half with no wall of crust.
You cut it in two.
I'm slow.
I'm always careful when I'm explaining it to say it. I cut it in
All right, I'm
two.
slowly moving towards Andrew.
Yes.
Keep messaging, guys. Give me another song, Andrew.
12:51 a.m.
That was Newton Faulkner with Up, Up and Away.
All right, so we got our in-house expert on terrible student films, as you heard from his first appearance, talking about the godfather of all terrible short films, Checkmate. This anecdote is one of my favourites as well. Take it away, Michael.
Well, back home, I only really recently rediscovered this. A short film was made called Hike Horror.
What YouTube account do you know? Just in case any fans want to do a bit of research.
I'm unsure of the name, maybe Innovation Media.
Innovation Media, okay.
But Hike Horror is, it's a harrowing tale of a fella who loves
seen
hiking,
it, it's
was
pretty
always
rough.
hiking. He loved to go out hiking, and he gets sort of, hunted down by some sort of masked marauder, and then maybe makes an escape, and then doesn't. It's very confusing. Again, no narrative structure. A lot of these bad student films have. One of the things that I heard about the film was that it was filmed in America. And we were all quite excited to see this back when we were about 16, 17. In one of the shots, a car drives past with a local number plate. And then 3 more. So one car driving past, you go, okay, he took his car over to America. This fella's clearly got high production values. But 4 or 5? Just to keep the authentic feel?
No.
But then the soundtrack is probably the best part.
Oh, this is amazing.
So the soundtrack features songs from Requiem for a Dream,
American Beauty.
American Beauty,
And I think Gladiator?
and Gladiator.
Yeah,
I think it's Gladiator.
Yeah, yeah.
But if
all
you go-
very iconic.
And if you go to the credits, directed by Dara McCaughey, music by Dara McCaughey.
No.
Yeah, I know. And then maybe I shouldn't have done this because we're trying to create a public image, but on the Gould and Kirwan radio account, check us out on YouTube. I actually commented on his. I had to call him up, so I was like, "Oh my god, that music's amazing!
Nice.
I've never heard an amateur filmmaker compose such great music. I make short films. Would you be interested in collaborating? I'd love to hear your other stuff."
Has he
Well,
replied?
the music's such good
He hasn't
quality.
replied yet.
The music's such good quality, and it's filmed on a Nokia 3310. You know what I mean?
He'd have to get an orchestra in to do those.
It's got about 6 frames a minute.
Was he ever confronted about this?
I'm not sure. He was in a different school than me. I've just heard the rumors coming through.
Yeah, that's good. Well, we've got another little small anecdote. We all went out with each other on Friday night.
It was great.
So, it's just, we are friends in real life. This isn't just false, kind of. But we had a great night, went back to a house party, and I think something happened on Yik Yak, Michael. I'm not sure.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
Jesus.
So the next day, we met up with Horatio. We were at Switch. If you want to have a good night out, go to Switch. Hit me
Stop,
up if you need
Michael.
tickets. Okay,
Enough.
No.
so on Yik Yak, if you don't know, it's an app that people can post anonymous messages up, and they get upvoted or downvoted. It's usually in the local vicinity. One said to that blonde, blue-eyed, good-looking film student who was at Switch last night, "I'd like to see more of you."
Hello. I'm
Now,
at least 4 of those
Horatio
things.
is blonde. He's got blue eyes. He does film, and he was at Switch that night.
And I'm interesting looking. I think I'm
There's a quality there.
I'm acquired
Some
taste
varies.
in the right lighting.
What was lovely was seeing the excitement on Horatio, the sort of nervous excitement. But like, it was backed up by nothing. He didn't speak to anyone different that night.
No, but you should.
That would've,
I was killing it on the
engendered
dance
sort of
floor. I was killing it on the dance floor. I was busting some serious shapes. But actually, what I was excited about is because sometimes girls actually might think I'm slightly good looking because they can't see me, and I'd love to meet her and then just see that face drop. Oh, it'd be so amazing as I come out just covered. Yeah.
So Milo commented on it saying like, has he got a beard? Instant no.
So now we're at like a 95% chance that it's definitely not me. Maybe she didn't see the beard. Maybe she didn't see the beard. So then he comments, Horatio Gould? No.
Did someone order some news?
Destroy it, Fiona.
Live from Warwick. Your next update is at 4:30.
Thank you very much, Fiona.
Cheers, Fiona.
Long she sees apart from
The Marathon 2016, only on Raw 12:51 AM.
That was Jamie T with Zombie. So now we're going to try a little new segment. Upon a discussion a few days ago, we realised that there's a lot of things we hate in the world. And so today we're going to talk about expressions we hate. So Horatio, if you kick us off with the expression you hate.
I mean, it's not a recent thing. It's just now I've finally got a platform to air my views. This has been building up for a while. It's the expression, "Is it actually?"
Okay.
So, for example, it's raining outside. Is it actually? No,
it's not. I was lying.
it's sunny. Like, why? What are you saying? Is it raining outside? Is it actually? It means even people I know quite well. It's this lack of trust, and it's almost like, what am I to gain by tricking you? It infuriates me.
I'd argue
Is it
it's
actually?
Oh God, comedy Michael strikes again.
Oh,
Been
love
saving that one up.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. We'll go to me. As always.
Yeah.
The expression I hate, and I can honestly say I detest this,
I agree with you actually.
is when people euthemize soda or fizzy drinks with the word pop, i.e. a can of pop.
Terrible.
Or if you want some fizzy pop.
Has anyone ever said that since like the 1950s?
No,
in
they do.
America?
Older people do.
Older people. And
it's
people
like,
really?
would you like a can of fizzy orange?
and northern people.
Yeah,
they do it as
northern.
well.
The northern.
Honestly.
No,
The wild
I can't
drinks.
stand fizzy drinks. I'm just like out of this world.
Yeah, you're out of this comment. But me and Andrew
can
feel
of pop, does that not
Is it
hurt your
orange?
ears?
No,
Do
I've
you
not
like
really
some
heard it that
fizzy
much,
cola?
so that doesn't really annoy me.
A nice glass of fizzy pop.
Oh, it's the worst.
Pop.
Why?
I detest it. If you ever use it, please don't.
Seems
Is
like
it
a
orange?
seems like a bit of a waste of time hating something like that. But
All right, what
you
do you
want-
hate then, Michael? Jesus.
mine's more like a phrase. The reason I hate it is because I hear it quite a bit, and it just ruins such a good movie for me. It's you're a big guy.
No, don't, no, do not bring that up again.
For you.
No, stop it. Say what it actually is. That's
No, I suppose like a term that makes my skin crawl is cul-de-sac. Like
I don't really get that. I think
What?
it's quite cool.
I don't get it either, actually, Michael. Why?
I've no real explanation for it. It's just like
Okay, to be fair.
Oh, that's a great thing to bring onto the radio. No explanation, we'll just say
Yeah,
it.
brilliant, Michael.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah,
I'm
cheers,
just saying.
Michael. Yeah.
The term cul-de-sac.
I'd rather have
is-
Fiona on here, actually, let's be honest. Like, you can do the news.
That's it.
I love getting ripped on.
No, go on. Explain more why this phrase is the
No, it
worst
just
thing ever.
sounds horrible.
Oh, yeah?
Like it's just a word that is just
Cul-de-sac.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, fine. No, it's kind of like dessert or serviette. Okay, fine. I kind of feel
Well,
it.
we've got some new insights into the whole sandwich debacle.
Yeah, we've got quite a few. I got a couple. Here.
From Oscar, a poignant question asks, where do baguettes come into this equation?
Ooh.
And he says, don't bring burgers into this. What kind of monster would cut a burger in half? So, baguettes, Michael, talk to us.
Again, I'd say that if you ripped a baguette, I'm on about one of the longer ones, into
Alright.
any size, and someone asks you what are you eating, you don't say I'm eating, the fraction of the sandwich. You're saying I'm eating a sandwich. So when you
Why-
rip it, it multiplies into more sandwiches.
If
So
you
you
say I'm
say I'm
eating
eating
baguettes.
baguettes.
I'm having a baguette. I had a baguette for lunch.
Would you say if you cut a
Yeah,
baguette
yeah.
in half, are you eating baguettes?
Yeah, you're eating baguettes. So you're not eating
No,
half
no one
baguettes.
says that. No, you don't say that.
wouldn't say
you
eating
don't
half
say that
baguette.
either. You don't.
I don't
yeah,
eat- I don't
you
eat
don't
a
say
lot of
half.
baguettes.
You don't say half. You say, oh, do you want some of my baguette?
Yeah.
Some baguette.
No, not off my. You just want. Do you
I
want
think
some
no,
baguettes?
baguettes is an interesting one because
I like
there's
baguettes.
often a clear cut-off point of a baguette. Do you get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Because there's
Yeah.
two ends. So that constitutes one baguette.
Baguette to
if you-
differ.
No, God. He's back. You can stay.
Yes.
Sorry, Fiona.
Unbelievable.
Have you got a message for us?
I've got a message, really left field from Milo Latham. How do we know the sandwich is real? Can we trust our senses?
That's true, actually.
That's true. And then he brings him back with, does the same apply for paninis?
Very similar to the baguette conversation.
Paninis? So are we only talking now just 2 slices of bread with filling in it?
Yes. That's what it all boils down to. If you get like a molecule of bread and like get like the continent of India under it and another molecule of bread, that still constitutes a sandwich by my definition.
No, because that's not, because you're just switching between formal and social when you please. Formal when it suits you, social when it suits you. You're the worst.
If you can't
All right.
keep up
I don't
with
want
the
to live in
I
your
don't want to
world.
listen to this anymore. Can you
However-
put a song on, Andrew? Please?
No, because we've got one more perspective.
Yeah, my friend
from it.
Ryan's
Oh,
a bit
okay.
like Aggie back home. And he's like got
yeah,
quite
you'll
like
get your turn, Ryan. Oh, right. Ryan says, the Chinese economy is falling apart and having a knock-off effect on every economy in the world. There is evidence of concentration camps existing in North Korea. America faces the prospect of a Donald Trump presidency and the Queen is still on the throne. And here you are discussing what constitutes an effing sandwich.
Oh, tough words from Ryan.
The Beatles there with Drive My Car.
There was a lot of people were a big fan of Michael's storytelling about his story in the wild lands that are Ireland. There's another one he told me recently, which is one of my favourites. Take it away, Michael.
So when I was 16, I thought I was really cool because, drinking underage and,
nice.
all the lads. So after my birthday, some of the girls that I was friends with bought me a 10 glass of whiskey. And at the party, I was like, oh, I'll bring that along with me and I'll share it all out. Then I thought, no, what would be really cool is if I drank it all really quickly.
Wait, how much whiskey?
10 glass? So like just under a litre, like 750 milliliters, I think.
All right.
It's a lot of whiskey.
It's quite a bit. So there's me chugging on it for about 10 minutes, I think, get it down. And the next morning I wake up. I don't remember anything of the night.
What time did you...
This
how much
was-
do you
this
remember?
was-
When was the earliest you remembered from the night before?
So we arrived at the house about 5:30.
Okay.
I had the drink finished by about 6:30.
Nice.
And
Then you remember...
I remember
7?
nothing else.
Oh, Jesus.
So I woke up in the morning and there was toast in my mouth.
Classic.
And there was
I like how they toasted it.
Yeah. They went
Was
to
it a sandwich?
potentially, yeah.
Oh.
Maybe 2.
But I had marker on my arm and I could feel there was highlighter and marker on my
Okay.
face.
Alright.
So I was like, oh God, not this again.
God, oh, my
So,
friend's so crazy.
Yeah. So I walk into the bathroom and, I bend over, get some water on my face, start washing. And then I feel stubble above my eyes. And then I look up and I look like an alien because my friends have shaved off my eyebrows. I come into the room instantly and go, guys, I'm still completely cut at this stage. Guys, where are my
Right,
eyebrows?
guys.
Can somebody give me back my eyebrows? So I walk. I walk
Yeah, here they
home.
are. Sorry, Michael.
I usually wear a beanie quite a bit, so I had a beanie on and I was trying to cover my eyebrows when I went in to see my mum, but that was I had to draw my eyebrows in for the next 2 weeks. I'm lucky that I'm Lebanese, so my hair grows.
Do you go to town? Because if I could draw in my eyebrows, I'd be going all over the place.
I wasn't thinking about that.
I'd be
No.
trying in
I
Monday.
wasn't-
I'm going to try Cleopatra. Tuesday,
Definitely wasn't
French.
a positive experience for me at the time, so I wasn't sort of experimenting with it. But so about 3 months later, okay, eyebrows are back, everything's fine. We go to another house party. And I brought with me some Buckfast. And that'll do me for the night. And I've had
All right.
plenty of nights on Buckfast.
How are
Buckfast.
your eyebrows now? All
My
back?
eyebrows, they're
All back?
fine.
All
Yeah, they've been back
They're
by 2 months at
on
this stage.
fleek, on fleek.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly. I've plucked them. They look gorgeous. I'm going to this party. It's going to be really good fun. It's out in the countryside somewhere. There's about 50 of us. And the cops are called. This fella had evidently, not taken into account that his neighbours were going to realise it were 50 lads come down to his house when his parents went away.
All right.
So we all split off into smaller groups. And I go back to my other friend's house, who also lives in the countryside. We all live in the remote countryside back home.
They only recently discovered fire over there, so that's kind of what we're working with.
Great banter. So at this stage, because I think the cops are coming, I down my bottle of Buckfast because I'm like, I have to get it into me quickly in case they confiscate it, because
Damn Popo.
the worst thing could be losing Buckfast. But we get to the house and my friend's mum is there and everyone else has drink with them, and I'm like, I've got no drink left. And she's like, do you want some drink? Everyone else is drinking. Do you want a little bit? And I'm like, okay. So I get another bottle of wine, just a bottle of cheap red wine. I didn't want to put them out too much.
All right.
So then, again, for some reason, probably because I'm drunk at this stage, I down that. And I wake up in the morning.
Oh, we've heard this one before.
Toast in the mouth, as usual, marker everywhere. And then I instantly like check my eyebrows and I'm like, oh, fine, it's all right.
Fantastic.
Everything's fine. There's nothing.
And then I give this I'm there for like 10 minutes telling the boys like, okay, this is the last time, okay? You can't do this again. They're all keeping a straight face. I don't know what's happened yet. So I walk, and I have quite long hair at this stage. Not like, down to my shoulders, but sort of just, just unkempt. I go to the bathroom, washing my face, I scratch my head. And there was a hole shaved in the back of my head. I looked like a monk's tonsure. Okay, I'm like, it was shaved so close that I couldn't have, folded some hair over it. I had a ball patch. Okay, at the age of 17. So I go back into the room and I'm furious. I pick up a pair of scissors. My friend Connor has long hair. I'm trying to cut his hair off. I'm freaking out at this stage. I'm saying I'm going ballistic. None of the boys will tell me who it was for ages. Eventually, I squeeze it out of one of them. And he's like, look, Michael, you're not going to believe this, but it was his dad. And I just don't
with you
believe
and
it.
Dad. Oh. From the earliest story. It's the earliest story.
So what turns out is the dad had come home when I was drunk. Well, when he was drunk and seen me like passed out and goes, I'll teach him a lesson. He's not going to pass out. And shaves, a hole in the back of my head. So I go up to the upstairs bathroom and I have like the scissors with me and like I think I've got the shaver on me, I'm not sure. And like the bedroom door is like sort of peeking open and I see the dad there and he's lying down in bed and he's got like a big bushy glorious beard that he's had like for all of his life. Yeah. And I'm so in that moment I'm just like, oh, I'm so tempted.
How close did you get?
No, not even close. Like I completely chickened out. The rage inside of me, the rage inside of me completely would have done that. But like, there's no way. Yeah. Like it was not. It would have made an awful evening. Like I would have just been sent to hell. Yeah. So again, I went home and then I had to like put shoe polish on my head for like the next 4 weeks or whatever. I didn't even go into school the next day. Harrowing.
Oh God. All right, let's have a song, Andrew.
That was Foles with Mountain at My Gates.
I'm looking at my watch and it looks like that's all we've got time for.
What a shame.
Home time. Well, it's been a great show. Thanks for coming, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
We'll probably see you next week. You've got the Rawathon coming on.
Yes, next week we will be outside.
Outside. It's going to be a fun new one. Please listen in. Always feel free to message in. We haven't settled the sandwich debate. Watch King Henry Productions short film. Go on our YouTube channel to watch the podcast, Gould and Kirwan Radio. Yeah, it's been an absolutely brilliant show. It's been raining banter.
Crikey, give me shelter.